in
You
December.
watched them so long ago, dude. That is so.
I saw them play in December, bro. I mean,
yeah, December. It is March. The Kings
that was when
are
they
a
were
good
hot. That was when they were hot, though.
They're hot now. They are peaking right now as we speak.
They came into Philly, and then Embiid just said, "No." They play
No,
any team with big man. If
look,
they play
dude,
any team with an average big man, they're not winning.
The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Let me take away with
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Sideline Summit. I'm Antonio Perez, joined as always by DC, Danny Cole, UPenn's finest, and CB, Culture Boy. We have another great episode for you guys today. We're going to be going over the tight ends of this NFL draft class. We got a lot of monsters, honestly. A lot of great pass catchers, big bodies, fast, elusive guys. We're going to be going over some play-in nightmares for the top three teams in each, the West Conference and the East Conference. And then, of course, we'll finish with an outro game, but before that, we'll do a Take the Skyline segment. Last week, we did Joel Embiid. It's only right this week that we do Nikola Jokic. But before
MVP
we get into
number 2, not first.
Maybe you could argue Giannis, but before we get into any of that, guys, how are we doing today?
Sunny in Philadelphia, man. It's like 70 degrees. It's officially spring. It's our first episode in the spring.
And that's valid. Chris, how are we doing down in Dallas? We appreciate you not going to Warriors Mavs, but I almost wish you did so we could get some up close look at some Curry Kyrie.
Yeah, man, I'm doing good. It's really nice out here in Dallas. It's like 80 degrees. I wanted to go to the game, but it's like two of my cousin and my other friend, we all have season tickets together, and none of them can make it either. Like one's out of town. Well, they're both out of town actually. I was like, I don't want to make the trek by myself, and I'd rather do the show anyway. So I'm here. And also, the last time I went to see Steph Curry play, he rolled his ankle, so I don't want to give him any bad luck. So I stayed away. You're welcome, Wardell.
Much love. If y'all just heard any bird tweeting, that was my bird Jello. Yes, in my eyes, named after LiAngelo Ball.
Nice.
But yeah, so don't mind him. You know, he's just over there chucking up threes. But Danny,
Steph Curry's named after you going to war with your laptop.
Del Curry. That I need NBA paint on that immediately.
Have you seen Paolo Ranchero?
I was literally about to say that. Paolo Ranchero is hilarious. And then Paolo was like, it couldn't have been timed any better. I got something coming for y'all. I'm like, what? What's he about to pull out the Hidden Valley Paolo Ranch?
Of course.
He's an NIL deal, college.
Yeah, he's still in his bag with the NIL deals. And speaking of NIL, NCAA tournament was absolutely phenomenal in the first weekend. And I was just talking to Danny about this. I hate the actual college basketball play. I don't know. I feel like I am in the popular side. I like the NBA style more, but some people are like, oh, they have no heart in it. But when anyone in the NBA does show heart, it's fake tough guy. But whatever. We're going to talk about the goods and the bads of the NCAA tournament so far this weekend. And Danny, I think I might know your summit. Is it Ivy League to Ivy League on this one?
No. So I think that's a positive. I think Chris is going to take that because he's wearing orange today. You know everything's going on. But nah, my summit is actually sticking with an orange team down in South Florida. Two boys from Philly, Isaiah Wong and Wooga, I forget his last name, down in Miami. They make a Sweet 16 back-to-back years. They made the Elite 8 last year. And they're going up against a sorry Houston team for a trip to the Elite 8.
Ooh, I like it, Danny. I like it.
Houston was on fraud watch, I fear.
They're on fraud watch. They lost to Temple, man.
Yeah, that's fraud watch. That's real fraud watch. Them dudes stink.
And Penn beat Temple by 20.
Yeah, and the Temple was going to walk to a City 6 championship. They were walking to it. They steamrolled Villanova. They beat St. Joe's, LaSalle. They took care of everybody. All you had to do was go beat the bookworms down the street, they couldn't get it done. I'll swing it to Chris next for your summit of the tournament. Who are we rolling with?
I have a couple. Isaiah Wong is one of my favorite college players too. I really like his game.
He's a hooper, man.
He's
got the touch.
Yeah, Isaiah Wong's a bucket. I like his game a lot. I would say my summit is probably me being right about Iowa losing in the first round because they're not a real college basketball team. I'm sorry. They don't even have real players, and I'm so happy that I was right because in college, when you have a 7'4" big man and you're playing against a team whose biggest player is 6'6", he does have to guard somebody. And when it gets down to the end of the floor, you're going to have trouble. And I saw it coming. And I just didn't think Purdue's guard play was good. So my summit is me being right about Purdue being out in the first round. And I like seeing Cinderella story. Like 16.
You predicted Purdue to lose?
I was talking to Tony about it on Sideline Summit on the beginning. I was like,
if it's
anything that they were right, I was saying Purdue was gonna be out. So yeah, that's my summit.
Purdue, man.
I'll roll.
They said they give Purdue a high seed every year just to lose on purpose. It's like a little thrill.
Yeah, same with Virginia. But
Carson Edwards stand right there.
My summit is I forget the name of the guy. I'm not gonna lie. I just know he dropped 2 of the coldest like interviews or like videos ever. The FDU head coach already is upgraded. He's already going to a stronger Division I school. It would be an even bigger summit if he takes his 3 best players again, which would suck for the FDU program. But I mean, like putting your guys on that's tough. And also San Diego State, because I think like Virginia is obviously like an easy upset to call because they suck. But like a lot of people was like, oh, San Diego State, like, yeah, I think that's gonna be my 12/5, and they was like, no, we won. And I'm pretty sure they're moving on to this Sweet 16. So shout out them. And in my plummet,
play Bama.
Yeah, never mind. But yeah, Bama's gonna wipe them. But I would say my plummet, it would be easy to pick on Purdue here. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna leave that for Chris or Danny to do. I'm gonna go with Kansas. I mean, like, come on, guys. I had y'all in my championship game in both brackets. Are we serious?
Ooh.
Come on, man. And now we just learned that Grady Dick is just a worse Tyler Hero variant, and you were just a hype-up white boy. Draft stock, unfortunately, he's falling to the Celtics in the second round. I don't know. There's no other way to cut it. He's no better than, like, the 60th pick in the draft, I fear. Danny, what's the plummet of the NCAA tournament as of
I don't have a plummet. I'm in love with it so far. Round 1.
Not even Virginia?
So I'm gonna do double summit. I'm going great performances by Kumwa and the guy that had 8. He goes, I didn't have a good game. I couldn't score, but I had 25 boards. He had 8 points, 25 boards.
Was it Dennis Rodman's offspring?
Cousin?
It's got to be, man. He literally was like talking about like he's like it's okay. I had a bad day, but I had 25 boards. Try and get the guy's name.
Good game in my book. Yeah, try finding that. But I'm gonna swing it to Chris for his plummet before Danny comes up with that name.
Oscar Tshiebwe.
Oscar Tshiebwe from Kentucky.
Oh yeah, he's nice for show.
Yeah.
We'll swing it to Chris for the plummet, and then we'll get into some tight ends. Pause.
Yeah, that was crazy. But my
God,
you got to clip that 100%. That's got save it. That was crazy. That was a crazy segue.
That is crazy.
Oh no, you'll see it later, Danny. Don't even have him bring it back. You'll see it later. I know you have to see that.
No, Danny, I said Chris will give his plummet before we get into some tight end.
Vicious time. Just vicious.
Yeah.
Vicious.
Wow. Anyway, plummet before we get into the fat pass catchers is what I meant.
There we go.
Fat ass.
All right.
Pass catchers.
Pass catchers.
My plummet is I had a couple. I would say my plummet is the Virginia kid throwing that pass. And I would say it's my plummet because it was sad to see for a couple reasons. Like, you knew in any other state of mind, he wouldn't have made that pass. But it just shows like the pressure of March Madness and just what it does to kids. And I feel bad for him, and I feel bad for the seniors on that team because it's like that basically threw away the game to an extent. I mean, there's other things that happen going up into it. You get that. But that pass was so terrible. It was so bad. And then he had a phantom contest after that. Like, he was the guy who could have contested the shot. He didn't really jump. I feel like he was still in shot. That's my Plummets. I just feel bad for him. I mean, I don't feel bad for Virginia because I'm cool with them losing. But I feel bad for the kid. I forgot his name. But, yeah, that was just a rough turn of events
for him. And there's always a kid behind the absolute madness. But point of story, don't throw that pass. Sorry, kid.
Yeah, honestly,
take the time out.
Or no, wait, one more thing. He could have easily ball faked that terrible pass and threw it right to the dude who was standing under the rim. It was his teammate still. He
could have tried to rip through, maybe draw a foul. I mean, if he ripped through, draw a foul, didn't get it, like I don't know. But we're gonna move on to the tight end prospect review. We got a best player, we got a sleeper, and we got a favorite. And honestly, this was such a fun group to watch film on, and they all had really good combines. I mean, Darnell Washington had a great combine. Michael Mayer, we already know what was going on there. Luke Musgrave is an absolute unit, and he ran a 4.6. Holy, I mean, there's so many good guys in this class.
Even drafting one of them,
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking, maybe. But
it's
Danny,
I'll swing it though.
Yeah, I agree.
Like your tight end that you have is really good, and you're just like, no, let's add another one.
Well, I mean, Jack Stoll wasn't ground. Like when we drafted Goddard, he was clearly he's actually he's closer to Zach Ertz than a normal rookie tight end. So it could be same situation. Danny, I'll swing it to you. I'll let you pick what we start with. We can start with best, favorite, or sleeper. Whatever you do, we'll follow off.
We'll start with the best. I think we all agree Michael Mayer is the best. Put that mask on. He's the closest thing to Kelsey, Andrews, whatever you're going to get. He played in a good conference, and he was cooking everyone. He makes contested catches. He goes up and gets it. He's a good route runner. He can block. He's the prototypical tight end.
Yeah, I agree. I would say his blocking can get sloppy at times, but I mean, we had a conversation about this earlier. I truly don't value blocking as much as anyone else. I'm going to be honest, people only care about blocking when it's a Kelsey and Kittle debate. That's it. Because they know Kelsey does everything better besides blocking. But I mean, Michael Mayer.
Kittle is literally a sixth offensive lineman.
He is other that's the thing. When Michael Mayer and Darnell Washington, these guys coming out, do not expect them to be like that. That's God-given ability and insane effort. But with Michael Mayer, I mean, he can just create mismatches everywhere. There's not a player on the field who can guard him. He's not beating anybody deep, but I mean, look, one-on-one, sitting down in the zone, just creating mismatches. That's his deal, and it's going to be super exciting. I think he's going to be effective immediately. I think he garners a top 15 pick. I think so. I think he's very good. I mean, Brock Bowers was in this draft. He might be top 10, but
Bowers might go top 5 next year, man.
He's a beast. Assuming everything, of course, stays healthy. I don't know who the quarterback for Georgia is going to be next year. Stetson Bennett has no choice but to leave. So, yeah, I think I'll go Michael Mayer. Chris, you have any more comments on who the best tight end in the class is?
Nope. I was gonna say everything you all said. Honestly, I think really Michael Mayer, the thing that separates him is just the ability to be a difference maker, but also create mismatches, like you said, just in whether it be the secondary, whether it be linebackers. I don't think nobody's really going to be able to, not nobody, but it's going to be a little difficult to just have them one-on-one in space a lot of times. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's really going to get dangerous. I truly think he could be a Rob Gronkowski type of player. Gronk was I think his route tree is a little better than Gronk's. I think Gronk is a little better at the catch point, the contested catches. But I mean, in terms of just getting open, I mean, and having very good route running, I think Michael Mayer has Gronk beat. But the reason Gronk is so special is he don't gotta have you beat. If the ball's in the air, you're done. You're done. Best corners in the world.
You're cooked.
Yeah, you're done. You're cooked. Yeah, and Gronk did a big favor of Brady late, in the back stretch of his career. Just being an absolute security blanket who catches the ball like Randy Moss. But I think I guess after best we can go our sleeper. I guess what would be the opposite. I can kick things off with my sleeper, Sam Laporta. Now, I'm almost doing this off the fact he played in the Iowa offense, which was the worst college football offense by far, for at least for a Power 5 team. Like, oh my god, they were horrible. But there is still a lot of things I do like about him. I mean, his size is a factor. He's not the best blocker, but he almost reminds me of Zach Ertz. He can run really good routes. He's good football IQ and sitting in the zone. I think he has a lot of potential to build off of, to say the least. Again, I'm not looking for him to be like this supreme blocker, but I mean, like the sure hands, the route running, the zone sitting is what I like a lot. He can very quickly be a young quarterback's best friend. I mean, like let's say the Panthers let's say they go Stroud 1, and then they go with a wide receiver in round 2. You get to like if you get to day 3 and this guy's on the board, he could quickly be CJ Stroud or Bryce Young or Anthony Richardson. He could easily be their rookie quarterback's best friend very fast. I like him a lot. Obviously, there's not a lot of tape on. Like, look up a Sam Laporta highlight tape. I promise you, it's 2 minutes long. I promise you. Like, he was just so underused, man. But I'm going to swing it to Chris before going to Danny. Chris, who is your sleeper of the tight end class this year?
My sleeper, I'm going with Darnell Washington. And the reason I'm going with him is because what I've seen, just from looking at him, is like he's really good at blocking, but everything else needs work. And from what I've seen on a lot of other tight ends in this class, like they may need a little bit of, well, the top end tight ends in this class will need some more help on the blocking side, or you need some work on it. And I feel like he's already coming in with that. Everything else you can improve on, like the route running, pass catch, everything else. I think that can be improved on. So I think if he already comes in being a decent blocker, like I think Danny said earlier, can be like not Kittle especially, but like a 6 offensive lineman to an extent. I think he can really, open up some playbooks depending on where he goes. Like say he goes to a run heavy team, like he can surprise some people, with his pass catching. So yeah, go with Darnell Washington.
I don't think he'll gauge that Eagles 30th pick, nor do I think he'll get anything like far past that for the Eagles to get him. But like, I don't know, maybe a team like San Francisco spends a luxury pick on him if it's in the
or
range.
Baltimore. I don't know.
Let him likely Andrews. Yeah, they're just gonna go 13 personnel. It's gonna be gross. Danny, who are we looking at as the sleeper for this tight end class?
I think it's pretty clear. Everyone has been getting on the steam. Oh, Darnell Washington did so much better than everybody else at the combine. He's a freak, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, we get that. He's a great guy. There's a reason he was second best tight end on his team, though. He wasn't the starter.
Bowers is a beast.
Bowers is the beast.
It's unfair, though.
It's unfair, but there's a reason he's a backup. If he was like a true number one guy, he'd be the best. So my sleeper is actually Luke Musgraves out of Oregon State. I compared him to Dallas Goedert in my video. He has this jump ball threat where he's almost like a wide receiver. He's like GRONK. People aren't comparing him to GRONK, but there's like 5 guys that like really can go over your head and just say, "You're not catching this, buddy."
Yeah, I agree. He was my favorite. I picked him as my favorite. He has a lack of production. He also had injuries and the COVID year and all this stuff. But I mean, like, he's the size to quickly develop as a blocker. He runs a 4.6 and is the size of prime Cam Newton.
He is prime Cam Newton.
I think the only problem is he can struggle a little bit with creating separation, and he can struggle with locating the ball on get your head around quick routes. But yeah, if that's your sleeper, he's my favorite. Honestly, I think everybody should be picking up on him a little bit. I agree. Danny, I'll swing it right back to you for your favorite, and then we'll go to Chris for his favorite to wrap up this special group of pass catchers.
I mean, it's pretty simple. My favorite, along with a lot of people, is Darnell Washington. It just sounded like I was going to shit on him that he's not the best guy at Georgia, but he is my favorite out of the class. Like I said, the dude is a freak. He's 6'6", 6'7". He is
260 almost.
Yeah, he's LeBron. He's simply put, he's like LeBron playing football, like LeBron used to back in high school. And except this guy's probably more physical than LeBron. I compared him to Mercedes Lewis, but I don't think Mercedes Lewis has the hands that this guy has. He's more like Mercedes Lewis with Jared Cook's hands.
Yeah, Darnell Washington, he didn't get a high volume of snaps, so that is something that you could look at. But I mean, like, he's got an elite bag. Like, I mean, with the athleticism, he's a great blocker already, which is like, something you really want. He has great quickness for his size, and like, I'm gonna be honest, I think he can make a couple linebackers miss in a phone booth. Like,
he can,
he's got moves.
There's sometimes when like he gets the ball in open space and he looks confused.
Sometimes, listen, you know better. We would know better than anybody. Look, you get the ball in open space. If you see so much open grass, you're kind of just like, dude, what do I do with this? Like, what should I do? And then you get caught up in the madness.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Chris, who is your favorite tight end in the 2023 class?
I'm staying with the name that we've already said, Michael Mayer. I think he's just my favorite just because I think you're getting the most complete player in the draft at this position, in my opinion. And like I said, what I've heard and seen most of, and including Danny's video, comparison to Mark Andrews, being a Ravens fan, if this kid can be Andrews-esque, I'm my favorite already. Like I said, I think being in this draft, I feel like being a playmaker at the wide receiver or tight end place, I think that's going to be a real big separator because, I mean, everybody's looking for playmakers, and I think he's probably one of the better ones in this position. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think this is all decent picks. Yeah, Danny, one thing I respect about Danny, with his favorite players, he does see the clear cons, but, I mean, he'll break out the pros, though. He will break out the pros. Like, with Kenny Pickett, mainly, when we have conversation, we both see the good in Kenny Pickett. I'm actually a fan. I do think he can be a franchise quarterback, but Danny will be the first to point out, well, he does this, he does that. So, respect to him for keeping it real on Darnell Washington.
Yeah, I actually told you I'll be the first to say I was not pro Steelers drafting Pickett.
But God, did it work out? Did you dodge a bullet?
I mean, it's better than the guy I said, but it's kind of like draft one of these two guys or draft nobody, and I guess they'd be trying to pick nobody. I guess what they probably said is we're not gonna have a chance of picking the top 5 next year. And just said let's go get Kenny Pickett.
Imagine Tomlin with a top 5 pick. What would he cook?
Omar Khan, GM of the year. Watch, just wait.
So we're gonna move on to these play-in nightmares. We're gonna start in the Eastern Conference, and essentially how this works is we're gonna go to a team, and we're gonna be like, all right, of the teams in the play-in battle, so essentially like 6 through 11, of the top 3 seeds, who do they not want to see? So in the East, the current rankings are the Milwaukee Bucks at the number 1, Boston Celtics at the number 2, and the Philadelphia 76ers at the number 3. We could start with the Bucks. Chris, what team should the Milwaukee Bucks not want to see in the first round? Now, Garner, it doesn't have to be like, oh, they'll upset them. It's like, do you really want to deal with that round 1? It could work, or they could beat them. Who knows? Who should the Bucks not be looking for?
It's 2 teams I was thinking of, but the one team I would say is the Miami Heat because the Heat are 7 right now and the Bucks are 1. If the Heat somehow fall to 8 or, any of that goes on, I don't think the Bucks want to see the Heat. No team really wants to see the Heat because they're such a random team. They have so many random players and they just play hard and play defense. But I think the Bucks is the team that doesn't want to see the Heat the most just because they kind of match the physicality to an extent. They have Bam, who already doesn't score a ton of points for them. They can legitimately just try to focus him on Giannis, which will probably still be 30-10, but just makes it hard for him. And then you have Jimmy. Playoff Jimmy's a different player. He just is. So I think if I'm the Bucks, I don't want to see the Heat in the first round.
Yeah, I had that as well. I think the defensive personnel of the Miami Heat, well, the offense is so miserable. They still are locked in defensively, and of course, everyone knows like Jimmy Butler. When the playoffs come, that's not the level. Same guy. That's not the borderline top 15 guy. No, that is a top 10 player in the world. I promise you. He legitimately has a switch. But yeah, and I do think the Bucks would handle them like in maybe 5-6 games. That's a grueling 5. That's a grueling 5 games. And then after that, you're gonna have to go see like if they stay the 1 seed, then you got to go play the Cavs or the Knicks, and that's another annoying team. By the way, the Cavs are 7-0 in overtime this year. Mind-boggling. 3 of them against the Celtics. Tough watch.
So one thing I have to notice about this Miami Heat, Max Strus gives me NCAA March Madness vibes. I don't know. I feel like he just fit really good in on a March Madness team. Like,
he went to DePaul. What's DePaul?
Yeah,
he's a DePaul kid. So and
I'm saying, like, I feel
barely
like
make the tournament.
he feels like I feel like he'd fit right in with the team. That guy's stroking a three every once in a
He could be
while.
like one of those white boys. I don't know if Strus is white. Don't
DiVincenzo,
quote me
bro.
on this, but yeah,
Max
like
Strus is Villanova written all over him. Yeah, you're right, DZ.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
exactly what I'm saying.
he could
has
have
Matt Villanova,
like a Jimmer
prime
type
Jay
of
Wright.
run, and
Yeah.
I could see Max Strus having a Jimmer run if you send him back in time and threw him in March Madness. Could get wild. But Danny, is the Heat also the nightmare for the Bucks, or do you have a different nightmare for the Bucks?
Nah, my nightmare for the Bucks. What, you have yours or no?
Oh, I already agree. I agree with
agree?
Miami Heat.
I mean,
no one wants to play the Heat or no.
Just a gross team.
I mean, I'll tell you this. The Raptors that are healthy don't want to play with them.
That is another pesky, annoying team, and the travel is also annoying. Travel.
You gotta go into Canada on the road sometimes. It's not like baseball. It's not like football where it's a one game and you're just like, okay, cool. Go in and out of Canada, and then you're playing two bigs who are annoying on ball defenders, bro. Scotty Barnes and Siakam are just annoying.
Yeah, I would pay to see Scotty Barnes try to guard Giannis in the playoff series. Obviously, Giannis would get his, but Scotty Barnes is like an elite
piss him off.
weapon. Yeah, Danny,
I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
Last year, if they didn't get matched up with the Sixers, they might have made some noise in the playoffs. They might have made some noise.
Yeah, but Embiid had to game him, so he had to do his thing. But moving on to the Celtics, I'll start because I'm repping my boy Zero's number. Too much disrespect on his name lately. Had 36 last night. Respect him. But I don't think the Celtics would want to see the Raptors. And again, not like they would lose. They would probably sweep them. But like that's going to be an annoying 4 games. This isn't going to be like LeBronto where you blow them out every single game. And then you got one game where you got to hit a game winner. Like, no, this is going to be grueling series. And like, I'm going to be honest. My favorite series ever from a competitive standpoint might honestly be Raptors Celtics in the bubble. That series is a classic, and it sucks that neither of them went to the finals to like back it up. But like Chiefs Bills, like neither team went to the Super Bowl, but it was so fun. Oh my god, Celtics Raptors was so good because Game 6, Celtics lose in like a double OT after Marcus Smart couldn't chase down Norman Powell for the block, and then the next game,
OG.
Oh yeah, so the Celtics would have went up 3-0. We put Taco Fall in. All he has to do is
for the
not
inbound.
let Kyle Lowry get the inbound off. Gets it off. Jaylen Brown wasn't responsible for the corner guy. It was actually Daniel Tice, I believe. But nonetheless, it was in JB's face, I fear. But but if they won that, they would have wrapped it up in 4. Then they would have been much well rested for Miami. But that's the way that things fall. Celtics don't really want them to see the Raptors. Siakam is a pain in the butt. Fred VanVleet is a pain in the butt. Gary Trent Jr. is so hit or miss. Yeah, Drake is very annoying. I would not want to see him on the sidelines and on the court, or playing, or on the bench, or assaulting a referee. But
or in Russell Westbrook's ear.
Yeah, I'll swing it to Danny and then Chris on this one, and then Chris can go with the Sixers after he gives his Celtics. So Danny, who do the Celtics not want to see in that round 1 coming out the play-in?
The Celtics, man, 2 right now.
Yeah, fighting with Philadelphia, and
you saw what the Atlanta Hawks did to the Heat, Sixers a couple years ago. You saw what Trae Young can do in the playoffs. You let him do that pick and roll, a little bump and run. It's not fun. It's not fun to play them. And they fired their horrible ass head coach. The Hawks can make some noise.
Yeah, I agree. I just don't think this. I don't know if the Hawks have that physicality.
They don't got the dog in them, man.
Yeah, I don't know if they got that dog in them anymore. But I don't know. I can see it though because Trae Young can like easily go off like in a playoff series. But we'll swing it to Chris. Who do the Celtics not want to see in the first round?
I think the Celtics sweep the Hawks if they see them. Only for the simple fact, Brogdon and Smart are just too strong for Trae Young. It'll be really difficult for him to just get in his pick and roll bag. I think that would be the reason why. And I'm not so on DeAndre Hunter as an NBA basketball player. I don't think he's one. So that's my only thing. But with the Celtics, I think the team tells someone, I kind of agree with you, Tone. I think it's the Raptors because I think the Raptors, like the team the Raptors have, kind of negates a lot of the Celtics' strong points. Like the Celtics being able to switch 1 through 5 is one of their strong points, in my opinion. Raptors do the same thing, and even if the Celtics want to play bigger with the Horford or Robert Williams, they have Poto now, and I think the Raptors match up pretty well just personnel wise. Again, Van Vliet's small like Trae Young, so I think he'd have a little more trouble with the Marcus Smarts and Brogdons of the world. But then you're still guarding 3, 6, 8 players in Anunoby, Pascal, and Barnes. Just on the court. So I think they give them the most matchup problem. I think the Celtics do beat them, but I think they just give them or take away a lot of their advantage that the Celtics have against every other team.
Yeah, before we swing it to the Sixers, I wanted to look up Trae Young's record against the Celtics because I know it's interesting. Like, I feel like he beats the Celtics a lot, but he really doesn't. His head-to-head record with the Celtics are Jason Tatum. I looked up Jason Tatum because Jason Tatum's been in the league longer, so like the record will reflect 11-4. He's only beat him 4 times, and that's happened, I believe, hasn't beat him this year, and so it came within the 2 prior seasons. Trae Young's first game against the Celtics, which Kyrie Irving was still on the team. Trae Young, 5 points, 0 rebounds, 2 assists, no steals, a block, 3 turnovers, and 0 for 5 from 3. And Lord, they're lucky they didn't show that plus minus. My God. And the next game, he also had single digits, but then he started to turn up into that rookie year. Now, Chris, who do the Sixers not want to see? Because everyone knows the Sixers are on huge fraud watch, as always.
Oh, because they are. They're actually frauds. And I'm taking DC's pick, the Hawks. They don't want to see the Hawks because, and this is the reason why. The same reason I just kind of like and almost shadowing Trae Young is the same reason why I think he'd have success against the Sixers. They don't have a real wing defender, in my opinion. I mean, PJ Tucker, Lord bless his soul, he tries his best. But he's a 6'8" power center guard. I don't even know his position anymore, so I don't know where he's going to be guarding. So I think Trae Young's going to have it. He would have his.
My brother in Christ, PJ Tucker's not playing. He literally he doesn't even play. He literally does cardio for 40 minutes a game.
No,
he'll best defender. You'll better play him.
He'll be playing the playoffs. And I think the Sixers have trouble with the Hawks because of, like I said, because of Trae Young. Capella's literally out there for defensive rebound, and Embiid's gonna go to the line 40 times anyway. I mean, Capella's gonna give him 6 missed fouls, and I think
Draymond
that'll
Green,
be a team trouble.
Draymond Green is what PJ Tucker wishes he was.
So does Dylan Brooks.
I don't know about that. Draymond kind of sucks.
You better relax calling Draymond or Clay, but you know what's coming.
Draymond is a Hall of Famer, bro. Draymond's a Hall of Famer.
I'm so and
yeah, Draymond a Hall. So yeah, Draymond's a Hall of Famer, but I mean, let's spawn him on the process Sixers. See how good he is. Put him in the most brutal basketball situation of all time.
Put him in a situation that's not Boston, Golden State, or another team that already has 2 or 3 good players. He's out the league.
Yo,
he would be fired.
Draymond would be crazy with the Lakers, man.
Current
Him
Lakers?
And LeBron? Yes.
It would drive me crazy. You're right.
That spacing would be worse than trying to leave a Philadelphia Eagles game. My goodness.
Who's scoring, though? Who's scoring on the Lakers?
Everyone.
Darvin Ham will find a way.
They've gotten game like 5 times.
He'll find a way to put Schroeder at 2 guard and have him guarding all our wing, all the best wings.
They're running out there with that D'Lo, Schroeder, Draymond, AD, and LeBron. Masterclass.
I'm not turning on my TV for that. I will not. I won't turn it off.
Wouldn't even listen to the radio. But Danny, the Sixers, you got to have someone you don't want to see in that first round. Got to have someone that you don't want to see.
The Celtics.
Well, that won't happen, I fear. I don't think the Sixers will fall that far. But or the Celtics.
It's going to sound crazy. Sixers fall a few games. They don't want to see the Knicks.
Well, yeah, that's valid. I don't know if anyone wants to. I don't think
this is a random team, dude. It's so weird. It's such a weird team.
Yeah, like one night they're really giving you their best shot, and then the next night, Julius Randle is who he truly is. That fraud, ugliest 57-point game ever.
3 quarters. He
had 52 through 3 quarters and had 5, and they lost.
Rough nightfall. Rough night,
dude.
Horrible. I believe he had like 24 at half.
What makes me mad is he So he has a shot to make a like all NBA third team this year, and that will be his second. He shouldn't even have the first one because he made it in 2020. All right, so it was 2020, 2021. He made it over Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum averaged 25, 7, and 4. Like how? How did Julius Randle averaging 22 and 10 make it over 25, 7, and 4? There's no way.
Narrative won that one, Tone. That was a narrative. He brought the niggas back. They had to do it. They had to.
And I knew they regret it because once the play-in started, Tatum dropped 50 on the Wizards. He dropped 50 on the KD, James Harden, Kyrie Nets. A month before, he dropped 60 on the Spurs, and then he dropped the 50 right before they went into the playoffs. Like, that was some of the best scoring I've ever seen. I might do a point to assist ratio on that one. That was ball. That was ball, absolutely. But we're going to roll into the West because Jason Tatum would never go there as he would never be a Laker. Chris's nightmares, but he'll never be a Laker.
All
right, we're starting with the Nuggets.
The Nuggets don't want to see the Mavs, man.
It's a tough one.
I think the Mavs come in there and beat the living shit out of the Nuggets.
Ooh, it could get ugly. Could you imagine a Luka Doncic, Kyrie Irving pick and roll on Nikola Jokic for 48 minutes 4 times in a series?
Sorry, buddy. You're gonna be going to Shanghai after that.
He'll be vacationing in Serbia early. See ya, buddy.
Yeah. Quick word for Nikola Jokic after that one. Ni hao.
Lucky for him, he won't have to say, 3-time MVP gets bounced first round of playoffs because it's going to be Embiid, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and Embiid will get bounced first round of playoffs. No, I'm playing. He's going to get at least second round as always.
Everyone knows Sixers second round playoff exits, and that's like the World Series for the Super Bowl for Philly fans. It's like so you get there every year, and you're just like, damn, we're gonna lose.
Yeah,
and ironically enough, I didn't talk about this because we weren't talking about actual just random summits and plummets. But America, their 2 best players yesterday were Philadelphia Phillies, and we lost. It's just
I fear. I fear, but I mean, like that, it's a that Ohtani Trout moment was like that was dope.
That was scripted, man. You can't script that. Fake. You can't script that even more.
It's so fake. It's cool. This might be messed up. They won the battle, but we won the war. So, swing it to Chris. Who do the Denver Nuggets not want to see in the first round of the NBA playoffs?
The Los Angeles Lakers. They don't want to see the Lakers. I know the Lakers are technically 11th right now, but hopefully
by the end of the night they can be 9th. I do the math on them every day.
Exactly. So I don't think the Nuggets want to see the Lakers because Jokic will actually be guarded by Anthony Davis, and I think I won't say take him out of the game because Jokic is an incredible player, but I think it'll disrupt the Nuggets enough to where the Nuggets will struggle because Jokic really plays point center for them. So without him, kind of setting the table for everybody else, how does Michael Porter Jr. get his threes off? How does Jamal Murray get his buckets off? Michael Porter Jr. might actually have to pass the ball, and that'll be great for the Lakers.
I was going to say, never put Michael Porter Jr. past getting his shots off. He will find a way.
He'll figure it out. It'll roll to him. He'll pick it up and shoot it. And that's what I need. I think the Lakers would make the Nuggets play a little bit more out of sorts than they used to. And I think the Nuggets would struggle a lot with the Lakers, a lot.
Yeah, I agree with that one. Jokic having more so than AD guarding Jokic has to guard Anthony Davis. And the wing defense already isn't strong, and you got LeBron out there. And I mean, like, the big depth is going to be a problem. Not to say the Lakers have amazing, big depth either. I mean, we're out there running, Wenyen and Gabriel, who I am a fan of, just not against the Nuggets, maybe. And you know what's crazy? It would have been fun. It would have been fun if Thomas Bryant stayed in LA because, first of all, he wanted more playing time, and now his minutes and productions got cut in half. If he would have simply been the first big off the bench for Anthony Davis, you would have been eaten, man. A pick and roll with him and D'Lo, that would have been so good.
He got paid again.
LeBron and AD.
He would have got paid.
Yeah. He would have probably got a pretty good deal because, I mean, like, as of right now, they're not going to go pursue Kyrie. They're looking to retain this crew that they got with all the rights and everything. But yeah, I agree. I'm going to swing it right to. Oh, Danny, go ahead. Did you want to go first? We're going to the Grizzlies.
I'm going to say this.
Go ahead.
Who do you think the Grizzlies? Who's going to take the Grizzlies down? Ja Wick is coming back tonight. In Philly, we're going to call him John Wick.
John Wick is crazy. For the Memphis Grizzlies, I don't think they want to see the Dallas Mavericks, and so the Nuggets not wanting to see the Mavericks, which I think is still a good pick. But with the Grizzlies, for one, Dylan Brooks can't guard Kyrie Irving. He can't guard Luka Doncic, and he's like their best on-ball defender. Like, respect, he is pretty solid on defense still, but it's just going to be a tough outing for Ja. I mean, defensively, I mean, hiding him is an option. That's just not Taylor Jenkins' style, though. He wants everyone on his team to be able to play. The last time, I mean, Kyrie just went up against him last night, had an absolute masterclass. But I would say the Grizzlies would win in the big area. The Mavericks don't have a serious big defensively. I mean, Christian Wood is playing pretty solid. It's a matter of if Jason Kidd is like out here like seriously trolling or he wants to win a basketball game.
For sure.
Because I mean, Dwight Powell getting minutes is it's not real. It's not real. Like, credit to the kid. He made a huge shot the other night. Credit to him, bro. You don't belong on an NBA floor. I'm sorry. You really don't. And I'm probably over exaggerating, but yeah, I think the Mavericks could give the Grizzlies some gas, and that would be a fun series. I mean, like, the last time, I mean, for those who know, I mean, Marcus Morris from Philly, like, he's about that, and he called Luka, quote, bitch ass white boy. I would love to see, come on, Ja, like, if you like that, turn Luka up. Like, we didn't see Luka like that in a while. Turn him up, please. We need it. And Kyrie's gonna, do his thing. If he's healthy for a playoff run, what's happening.
Yeah,
I'll swing it to Chris, and then we'll swing it to Danny. Who do the Grizzlies not want to see first round, Chris?
Yeah, I agree. I think it's the Mavs. I seen the Mavs play the Grizzlies a couple of times since I've lived here, and the Mavs just give the Grizzlies trouble. Like, even if they don't win the game, it's just trouble. And I think the biggest reason why the Mavs would give the Grizzlies trouble in the first round, I think the Mavs beat the Grizzlies if they do match up first round. And the reason why is because the Grizzlies don't have a good half-court offense, in my opinion. And in the playoffs, everything slows down. And if you have Desmond Bane on one wing, pretty good, and you have Dylan Brooks impersonating the NBA basketball player on the other wing, then you're probably going to be in trouble when it comes to half-court offense. Jaren Jackson wants to be a small forward so bad.
It's not real.
Threes, so it helps Christian Wood a little bit. So now Christian Wood can play a little bit more. Now you're playing Luka Kyrie against Ja Bane. And I take Luka Kyrie over them too, with how special Ja is and with how great Bane is. I think just the Grizzlies' lack of half-court offense, like, they have to push it and have to get John open court to make everybody, as good as they can be on that team. I think the Mavs make it tough for them because you have to guard two of the top five, in my opinion, ISO players in the NBA today, in Luka and Kyrie. It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough, in my opinion. So I think the Mavs and the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies don't want to see the Mavs first round for sure.
Damn, that's crazy.
Danny.
Y'all both agreed.
Yeah, Danny, who does good old buddy Taylor Jenkins not want to see first round?
The Warriors have a very hard schedule remaining. They could slide down to the 8 seed or 7 seed, and then the Grizzlies are gonna get packed up at 4.
Wow.
That's brutal. Like, the Warriors are. I didn't list the Warriors as any. I think the Warriors will be fine. I think they can.
Bro, they have a very hard schedule remaining.
I don't look as long as they got
500 remaining.
If they got more home games than road games, they'll be okay. But
okay, here some games that they have left remaining: away in Dallas, home against the Sixers,
win.
Home against the Timberwolves, home against the Pelicans, home against the Spurs,
win.
Away against the Nuggets,
loss.
They're at the Kings,
loss.
Yeah.
It's that simple. Like, I will literally bet on if they're home or away. It's unreal
they're 500
how much
then.
worse they are.
I mean, they're about 500.
I'm pretty sure they're the 6th seed right now, so that should be good enough. It should be good enough.
They're the 6th seed, but they're half game up from the 7th seed, bro, and the 8th seed.
I know that.
All
those teams have been mediocre. Besides
a loss tonight puts them. A loss tonight puts them in the 8th seed, bro.
We will see. They're on the road, but there's
actually
plenty of game.
A loss tonight ties them for the 9th seed.
Well, they'll have the tiebreaker, but
but
moving on to the Kings, who has been everyone's favorite pleasant surprise this year. They're could bums, easily put them more.
They're horrible. They're so bad.
They're not horrible.
They're fraud watch. They're fraud watch, man. I mean, we can keep talking, bro. Like, I think the Kings are on fraud watch. I saw them play the Sixers live. that team looks so dysfunctional in December.
You watched them so long ago, dude. That is so.
I saw them play in December, bro. I mean,
yeah, December. It is March. The Kings
that was when
are
they
a
were
good
hot. That was when they were hot, though.
They're hot now. They are peaking right now as we speak.
They came into Philly, and then Embiid just said, "No, they play
no,
any team
sorry,
with big man."
look,
If they play
dude,
any team with an average big man, they're not winning.
That's the problem in the West, though. That there aren't many. Like if you look at the top teams,
bro, they run into the Lakers. They run into the. I mean, they run into the
Timberwolves.
I mean, but here's the thing: those are the teams.
They run into the Timberwolves, bro. Come on.
Those are the teams got to deal with De'Aaron Fox and Malik Monk, who has been having a phenomenal year. They got to deal with Domantas Sabonis, who isn't a strong defender, but god damn it, he's been the third best center in the NBA this year.
You telling me the Timberwolves aren't beating the Kings in 7 games?
Hell no. First of all, they have barely any. They have little to no games under their belt running the double big lineup. Which shout out Cat coming back tonight. But what's the chemistry looking like? That the Timberwolves would beat the Kings in the first round.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thanks for your donation. Now, moving on. The Kings, I don't think they want to see the Thunder, because I think they're a team similarly built to them. Very young, not strong at the big defensively. But, I mean, the OKC, the torture chamber was on full display, which avid Kawhi Leonard hater Chris Culture pointed out. Dort put Kawhi in the chamber. It was bad. And, of course, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, otherworldly, Josh Giddey. That would be like every NBA fan's like, oh, I mean, both will win. I'll be happy if it's OKC Kings. I think they match up pretty well. Shai versus Fox would be a fun little Kentucky battle.
I'm with it there.
But, yeah, moving on to – I'll go to Danny – oh, and Monk, who played with Fox. But I'll go to Danny and Chris to wrap up this playing.
I already said it, bro.
Then we'll go to who do the Kings I want to see, Chris?
And I was gonna say the Thunder because I think that like with how it is right now, I think that's who they don't want to see. But I have a theory with Paul George going out yesterday. I would not be surprised if the Clippers purposely, if they can, try to slide back a couple of spaces to play the Kings, to play that, to try to get them. But with Paul, with PG being like,
I see it.
I'm gonna say iffy right now, but like him maybe being back for that first round. I think if the Clippers without Paul George, I think the Kings, they're a tough matchup for the Kings because I mean at the end of the day, Russell's gonna make stuff happen. Good stuff and bad stuff is gonna make stuff hapen. But as much as I do hate on Kawhi Leonard, and boy do I love to do it, he is a really good playoff performer. And I think he's the type of guy who can literally just put the Kings down, like with their lack of playoff experience. And I think they have good team chemistry, but just the lack of playoff experience. I think them seeing the Clippers would be rough.
Kawhi's capable of a masterclass. Know that. Now we're gonna speed run this one before we get into our outro game. Take this guy line. Has this player been better than Nikola Jokic, or this guy? Starting off hot because he had a certain take on this last week. We'll go. Chris will answer, then Danny will answer immediately. Then I will answer. Nikola Jokic or Anthony Davis?
No, still going Anthony Davis, hometown favorite.
Ooh, Daddy.
I'm going Jokic, bro. This year.
Yeah, I think I would go Jokic this year. I mean, arguably been the best in basketball this season. But damn it, when AD's actually on the court, my God, it is actually an argument. All right, Nikola Jokic or the boy Jason Tatum?
Tatum. Easy money.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going JT too.
I can't. I would go Jokic. I would go Jokic. The problem with JT is just he's having a little bit too much inconsistency issues right now. He was really good to start the year, and now he's inconsistent, which is usually the opposite of what happens. Yeah. But I think I'll go Jokic on this one. Now, Nikola Jokic or Luka Doncic?
Jokic.
Ooh. So by y'all,
taking Jokic.
Okay. I would love to see y'all like rankings. It would be pretty fun because like, oh, this player's better than that player, but I take him over him. It'd be so weird. I would also take Jokic this season. Mainly Luka just hasn't been healthy, but it's not really, his fault. But he's also a cone on defense. Both of them are. All right, Nikola Jokic or LeBron James?
I mean, LeBron's barely played that much. He's been out for a while.
I feel
I'm taking Jokic, bro.
I feel that.
I mean, We all know when LeBron's healthy, he's him.
Yeah, we know when LeBron's healthy, he's still GOAT James. But I mean,
LeBron goes
Chris
0
rocking
30.
with LeBron regardless.
When
30.
LeBron posts on Instagram and he goes, "Yeah, I'm going 0-30," so you don't want to play with that.
I can't wait.
That's
They
what I'm
have
thinking,
to make
Danny.
it this year. We have not seen 0-30 in so long. They have to make it.
I used to post.
Why
0
is that?
30
No
all
one's
the
called
time
him 0
for no
23.
But
It's just
you
him.
know,
It's just
you know,
0-30.
we talked about that, Danny. Me and Brian in my imaginary mind, and I was thinking that maybe we should start doing 0-30.
Because in 2020, he couldn't really like go silent. Like he had to keep posting and be active with everything that was going on at the time. 2021, they got bounced very fast. But look, we need that 2018 0-30. It's gonna go crazy. I'm going Nikola Jokic just this season, but it's the same thing with AD. When he's healthy, you know what it is. Now, we'll get to a very fun one: Nikola Jokic or Joel Embiid.
It's Embiid, bro. Come on, it's not a question.
It's a debate. It's still
Bro, when
MVP.
they played, who put up 48?
MVP.
When they played, who put up 48 and who put up 20?
If you're basing player rankings off one-on-ones, you are a sorry
That's not
casual.
Okay, that's not what I'm doing, but
That's exactly
it's the
what you
fact
just
that-
did. You just said because Embiid scored on Jokic. Guess what? Embiid didn't guard Jokic. PJ Tucker guarded Jokic. Embiid ran from that matchup. Yes, he did. Embiid ran from that
every
matchup.
bro. And bro just sits in the paint and waits for a cleanup block.
And Jokic was out there guarding him on the perimeter. Did he do good? No. Embiid wasn't doing it to him, though. I would also go Embiid, but that's not the reason I'm going with him. Oh, because he cooked Jokic. Dude, Jokic is a 7-foot point guard. He's not like actually a center. And now the obvious one, Nikola Jokic or Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, I'm going.
He ain't
Giannis.
better than the best in the world.
Yeah, I'm going. Giannis.
He's not.
All I gotta say is are we at Chick-fil-A? It's not Sunday. It's open.
Yeah.
50-piece chicken mini on the way.
I would. Yeah. Speaking of 50-piece, yeah, he'd probably give him a 50-piece. Now with the
I'll tell you
we're
this,
about to wrap up.
Ready?
Go ahead, Danny.
Jokic will never see a finals.
Oh, no shot. And here's the thing: LeBron's really normalized that. Like, finals aren't normal. Like, they're not normal. Charles Barkley has been the one, and he's widely regarded as one of the 6 or 5, 6, 7 power forwards ever. Like, and he's never licked one. Kevin Garnett would have never licked one.
Wait, DC, I got a question for you. Now, this is my theory. Me and my friends have been talking about this for a long time. Jokic or Luka won't see a finals until they link up, and they will at some point. They'll become the European Kobe and Shaq. Remember, I told y'all this in 2023. I've been talking about this for the longest. When Jokic's contract before he re-upped, I had in my brain, I'm like, Jokic may try to sign with the Mavs because they have an open spot. But when Murray and Porter money is up, Luka will be up too. All that time comes up at the same time. Jokic will still have a year left, and then that player option at the end. All I'm saying is
making it happen.
All I'm saying is that it could happen. That's all I'm saying.
They taking the talents to LA, bro. LeBron's gonna be out too.
I'm cool with that. Bron can play the 56 if you play with Luka and Jokic. He'll be out there these 56.
Quick question before we start our game. So if LeBron wanted to play until he was no longer able to make an all-star, like he could not play at an all-star level, what age could he play to? He's currently 38.
41.
41?
Yeah, I think 41 is his last year. That's my thought.
Like his last year or the last year where like he's not all-star good?
Okay, I think this is 38.
Like if he truly just wanted to keep playing until he just was not all-star caliber.
His last all-star year would be 40, and his last year would be 41, in my opinion. I think he has maybe next year. I think he can maybe still play all-star level, but I think at that 40 level, I think he'd probably go down a little bit. That's
I'm telling you this. I think LeBron could play till he's 50 if he really wanted to at an all-star level.
I was thinking more like 45, honestly.
No. Here's the problem.
Depends. The injuries are catching up.
Spends $1 million a year on his body, bro. No one else does that shit.
He just, as long as the body holds up, which it has been falling to shambles recently. But
yeah,
we have to get started on this NBA outro game. Again, it's Chris's turn, which is going to be hell. Me and Danny got to build off each other's questions to try to see which NBA player is Chris talking about. Now, Chris has an unreasonably large bag of basketball players, so this could be tough. But don't put it past us university kids. So All right. Danny, do you want the first question or should I take a crack at it?
I'll take it. Did he play between 1990 and 2020 in the current day?
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to shorten that down a little bit. Was he drafted in the 2010s?
No.
Okay.
Was he drafted in the 2000s?
Let me check. I think so.
Yeah, take your time. We want the most accurate facts. We're not going to beat like a 5-question performance, but
Oh, while we're at it, I have my player for next week. We're going to be NFL next week for me, but I got my player in
whatever
my mind.
works. So was he drafted in the 2000s?
No.
He was not. Okay, so we're looking
90s probably.
Okay. So was he drafted between 95 and 99?
Yep.
He was. Okay.
Is he a guard?
Yep.
He's a guard. Did he play in the Eastern Conference?
Yep.
Danny, take us home.
Did he play in the Atlantic?
I'm almost sure. Let me double check. I was about to say yeah.
Good division poll. I wouldn't have done that.
Yeah. See, Danny, you are making this difficult.
Yeah. I mean, narrowing it down to divisions, tough. I don't know how divisions work back then.
Oh, he was not. Nope.
So he didn't play in the Atlantic Division, but he played in the East. And he was drafted in that 5-year span. Ooh. He was a guard and playing. Damn.
Y'all gonna be mad when y'all do guess it too. I know you guys thinking about it. I know you're thinking about it.
I was gonna say Allen Iverson, but you said he didn't play in the Atlantic, so because I'm thinking that '96 draft.
Or
who?
I can't give any hints. Damn, I want to give a hint so bad.
Did he play in the Central?
Oh, I thought it was Michael.
You'll
take two of that. I'll take the next two.
Well, yeah. Central.
I thought you went. My bad.
No. You're good. So,
but yeah, he's right. Central Division.
Playing the Central. To be honest, I gotta check. I gotta fresh up on my divisions.
Now I had to make sure I had the right division for a second.
Sorry, folks. Just give me 1 second. All right. Okay. So we're looking at a guard that plays in the Central Division. Danny, if you don't mind, I'm gonna try to take a swing for a home run. Is this player Ray Allen?
Nope.
Nope. All right. That's my fault. All right. Okay. My B. I felt good on that one. I was feeling real good. I was feeling 96 class. My B. But Danny did take a question from me, so I do get another one. What could we be looking for? Is this player an Indiana Pacer?
Nope.
Or was okay? No. Well, he was never.
Never was.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. We know that. We're at question. Danny, you'll be question 11. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, cool. We got time.
We have 20.
Yeah.
We're getting nowhere. We got the division down. We're down to 4 teams in a 5-year span.
Is this player Derek Anderson?
No, but that's a good. That is a good guy to pick. Danny, that bag is deep. You talking about mine? Holy sh! That's a good one. Jordan athlete too, by the way. Randomly, I know that's really random. He's a Jordan athlete. It's really random. I know.
Jaylen Brown used to be a Jordan athlete.
I know they hated on him.
Damn.
Ooh.
This player, did he ever play for the Detroit Pistons?
Yep.
He did. Okay.
Y'all got it now. I know you do.
I'll do is this player under 6 foot?
Under 6 foot? No.
Okay, so we're looking at a guard drafted in the 90s that played for the.
I know what you were thinking of, Danny. I know what you were thinking of. I think. I think I know.
Don't want to get it wrong because that Bad Boys Piston team was so like my own brain's messing with me. They were so good defensively that I'm like losing track of their positions. Man, I don't want to say one. He's not even a guard, but screw it. We're looking at Chauncey Billups.
That's correct. It is Chauncey Big Shot Billups.
There we go.
Billups.
They were so good defensively. I didn't even know, man.
I knew. I was thinking. I was like, I was wondering. I was like, if somebody says he a coach now after one of those questions, I was like, well, that's gonna give it away because I was like, Chauncey coaches the Blazers right now, and I was like, yeah. Oh, that was good. That was good.
Yes.
That was really good.
All right.
And
no one failed yet. That was definitely.
It
was definitely a tougher one. It's definitely a tougher one.
That was great. That Derek Anderson.
Yeah, that was
so
Danny.
Great.
You set up the whole thing. I'm gonna be honest.
I just talked about this with my dad the other day. I was like, Dad, you know, so many random Jordan athletes back in the day, like baseball players, football players, basketball players, and Derek Anderson was one of the random names I pulled up, and he was like, yeah, he was. And it was who else was a Jordan athlete for randomly? Gerald Henderson, Duke alum, was a Jordan athlete when he was on the Bobcats. By the way, very random and gross, but yes, he was.
I'm not gonna lie. Next week, you might not get the answer. He's a player you should know, but you might not get him. I swear to God.
All right. Okay.
Look forward to it.
It's an NFL player.
All right. When it's Jason Avant. All right. When it's
not Jason Avant.
When it's Rashad Mendenhall. Come on, man. Come on. When it's
not that easy, man. Come
when
on,
it's
bro.
Ryan Clark. Yeah. But again, another great episode. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you're listening on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, leave a like. If you're listening on a podcast platform, leave us a 5-star review. And make sure you go over to the YouTube, leave us a like and subscribe. We have been climbing on the subscribers. We really do appreciate it. Make sure you check out all our other videos. Make sure you check out our film sessions. Make sure you check out our cold takes, our player rankings by Danny. Yeah. So just continue to help keeping us climb. Find us on social media everywhere at Sideline Summit. From Tone, CB, DC. Make sure you guys have a great day and keep showing love. Appreciate it.
Let's go, baby. We out.